So we've been watching Arsenal be linked with different players, and as a fan base, we all have our individual players that we would like the club to get, and sometimes there could be conflict of opinions. Some fans would prefer a player of a different caliber, of a different category, a different style of play, while another fan vice versa. And sometimes these are the things that get us in our heads too much and not to see the overall picture. But in this video, I'm just going to show you my ideal summer transfer window, what players I would like and why. Now, first of all, let's start with goalkeeping, right? As things stands, it looks like Ramsey will be leaving, so we definitely need a backup keeper. Me personally, I've been championing David Raya since the first time we've been linked with him. I done a research on him. I realized that he's literally better than Ramsdale in literally everything. Perhaps shot stopping could be the only thing they might be close in, or even in the tide. But apart from shot stopping, everything else, Raya comes out on top. So that's it right there. Nothing special for me about the keeper. I couldn't care less. Get an old keeper experience. I heard that we're trying to basically sign up Kyle Hines again, extend Kyle Hines contract. So on the keeper front, I don't care. But when it comes down to defense now, me personally, let's take a look at the formation. So when it comes down to defense, I will keep the same defense as we've got right now. So when you take a look at Timber didn't play much last season, literally about 2 games. That's it. And this was his season to show the Arsenal fans what he's about. But we already saw from pre-season that he's going to be a very, very good signing for us. So I'm not questioning Timber. Timber slots in at left back. Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba and Benjamin White. That would be my starter in the defence. Now, we still got Tomiyasu. We still got Kiwior. Kiwior will always be the backup to Gabriel Magalhaes. And we see he's been linked to leave in the summer window. So that's a possibility that Kiwior might leave. But if I could get a defender, I would want to get a left back and a left back / centre back. That's me personally, because to see how Arteta's been doing with converting centre back to right back and left back, it's been going well for us. And the same thing with City. City's been doing it. It's been going well for them. So why stop winning the formula, right? So this is it that I will get Hato. I will get Yura Hato from Ajax. But recently I saw that he said that he's not willing to leave us yet. Either he's going to either stay an extra year or basically commit himself He said he's not finished learning at Ajax yet. But we know that money speaks, right? So when some players are offered the opportunity of making more money or offered the opportunity of going to a bigger club, they'll bite the hands off that club. Even though there'll be saying things, sometimes it's all about to get more money. You can't be showing your answer. It's a bit of a poker. And sometimes the players, the agents and the clubs, they're doing poker matches between each other. So this is exactly what sometimes I believe that's happening with players that we've been linked with. And Yura Hato, even though he sounds very, very considerate to be saying that, listen, I'm not leaving yet, I still need to develop. He sounds humble, he sounds patient, but who knows? If we go for him, really go for him, he might come. So that would be my only addition in defense. It will be Yura Hato, because we got Tomiyasu that could cover in either position. He could cover right centre back. But I know that Arteta would want to get a right-sided centre back, because we've been linked with a right-sided centre back for the past 2 seasons now, and we've got a backup in Kiwior for Gabriel. We've got a backup for Timber in Tomiyasu, even though Tomiyasu needs another backup as well because he's always injured. We've got backup for Benjamin White, which is the same Tomiyasu and Timber. So I really believe that we will get in a defender. I personally will go for a left back / centre back with speed and pace, and that will be Yura Hato. Now, if we can't get him, I will stick to a traditional left back. I will try to get one of the best young traditional left backs out there. Now, I've seen that we've also been linked with one. So now we're gonna go to the midfield now, and first we're gonna start off with Deckers. You know we have to start off with the big Deckers, and Declan Rice right there in the center. Now, this is another thing, right? Declan Rice there. Let me go traditional. Then we got Odegaard. We got Odegaard here, the attacking mid. Now, this depends on the style of play Arteta wants. When he just came to Arsenal, we see him bring in Lukonga, which is a kind of defensive midfielder. We see him bring in Vieira, which is attacking. So he bring in both a defensive minded and an attacking minded. And perhaps you'll see the defensive minded go, which is Lukonga. So this is why we've been linked with Onana, we've been linked with Guimaraes, we've been linked with Douglas Luiz, these aggressive midfielders, these like defensive minded midfielders, because we're getting rid of Eneni, and now Lukonga is going as well. So we need reinforcement in that area, defensive side of play. Looks like Thomas Partey might leave as well, which is another 6 that we potentially did have. So we're going to need cover in that area, and this is why I expect us to get someone like Onana. Onana will basically give us that that style of play that we need. Arteta need to basically go. Now this is the thing where Onana will swap with Deckers, and I believe that Onana will sit and Deckers will play the 8, and they will just rotate. They will just alternate between the two. Alternate between the two, and that's a very, very, very good defensive system, because this could be the situation in most matches. When we're playing a big match, this will be the situation. When we're playing against the Man Cities, when we're playing against the Real Madrid, this will be a nice little setup, locking down midfield, controlling midfield, dictating the play of midfield. Wow, you see Timber, he loves to attack. You see him in pre-season attacking, while even Declan Rice, while even Benjamin White, it's the same thing. Benjamin White has his best season for Arsenal so far, especially attacking side of the gameplay. And we see Timber coming back and scoring goals. So attacking wise, I will have Timber and Benjamin White attacking down the wing. Now, if we need cover, Declan Rice could cover there, or Nana could cover there. And that's the benefit in having 2 centre mids, strong, aggressive, tall, combative centre midfield in your midfield. It can then allow the fullbacks to go forward, which they love to do anyways, and then they can cover. Now, this is just one way to play. Now, if you bring everyone back. Now, if Arteta, that's a defensive-minded game. Now, if Arteta wanted to go thinking forward, right? If Arteta was thinking to attacking phase of play, then there could be a possibility of now look at this formation, fits seamlessly. Now John Neves. Now if Arteta wants to go attacking, Neves could be that box-to-box midfielder that plays that number 8 role, or vice versa. As I said before in my previous video, he's very good at creating from deep. He's a very good passer off the ball. He's a very good dribbler off the ball. So he can dribble from deep. He can pass from deep. So I would have Neves to play the number 6 role over Declan Rice, or swapping. I'll alternate between the two. But this is a more creative side of the game compared to Onana and Declan Rice. Even though Onana can attack, he attacks the ball. He's aggressive. He's strong in dribbling. He just does everything strong. But Neves could also play that position, and there's another option. This is the next option, I would say, and it's this guy. So Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Odegaard in midfield. And for me, as what I said, so in defense, I will get Joel Atto. That's the only player I will get for defense. But I know Arteta might get 2. Now there's another player. We can't leave out this player. And this is why I'm so conflicted. This is why I'm so confused, because this player is absolutely fantastic. Here's the guy, Fofana, right? This is a lot of Arsenal fans. This is our wish, to get Youssouf Fofana. If we get Fofana, man. So this is what I'm saying. I need us to get a big centre mid, whether it's Fofana, whether it's Onana. My personal preference, I was saying Fofana, but now I'm starting to think, and then I might choose Onana just because of the Premier League experience. But Fofana, absolutely brilliant baller. So I would choose Atto as a defender coming in. Diomande we've been linked with as a right centre back, but I don't think we're going to get him. But we might get a right-sided centre back. So Atto to play left back, to cover at left back. Then I would get Onana. Right, this is 50-50 between Fofana and Onana. I'll get one of those to replace Lukonga and Thomas Partey, because both are leaving. I will get Anel Neni. Three centre mids are leaving, even though Lukonga was sent on a loan. But we've got 3 centre mids, so I'll get rid of one of them. That plays similar as well. I'll get rid of one of them. I'll get rid of all 3 of them, I should say, and get either Fofana or Onana. When it comes into the attacking stuff that we play now, this is what I'm saying. Zubimendi and Neves, we need attacking style play, because when you take a look at the best teams in the world, they got very good midfielders that attacks. You look at Modric, you look at Toni Kroos, even though he's a defensive-minded player, he's got an eye for goal, he's got an eye for pass, he can attack well. Prime example is Manchester City and star boy Kevin De Bruyne. For season upon season, years upon years, he's been absolutely instrumental to Man City winning titles. And it's the way he plays. So that's what I'm saying, the attacking minded side of the game. So I need attacking minded midfielder, and I need a defensive minded one as well. Depends on how different matches we can play, different strategies, different tactics. We got the money, so spend it. And especially the fact that we're going to get rid of over 22 academy players, and we're going to get rid of over between 6 to 9 players. First team or fringe players will be leaving. So we've got the space. We're going to have the money. So let's see what happens at the end of the day. Now, when you go attacking now, this is one everyone who's been waiting for. That's it. That's my boy. That's who I'll be going for. I'll be going for Isak. Yes, my dream striker would be Isak. I know Sesko is good. And we're gonna do a bit of comparison between Sesko and Isak. So based on last season, we see that first of all, Sesko is young. He's 3 years younger than Isak. So that's one up for Sesko. But when you take a look at the overall season, the ratings, Isak is rated at 7 over 7, while Sesko is under 7. The market value, Isak is much more expensive because he's a proven striker in the Premier League. And he's older, he's more experienced. That's going for him as well. So overall, Isak looks to be winning so far, with Sesko is winning on age and he's winning on height. But the fact that both of them are over 190 centimeters is a big deal, because that means they're tall, that means they're good for headers, that means, man, set pieces, we're already brilliant at it. Let's see if we're going to get better now. So with it, minutes per match, Isak had more minutes than Sesko over the period of the season. Appearances, Isak had 30, while Sesko had 31. Now the attacking side, Sesko only got 40 goals, Isak got 21. Isak is playing in a harder league as well. So I would say I will give Isak a big plus for that. Expected goals, Isak has 20 expected goals. 20 now. When you take a look at the comparison to Sesko, he only has 7.6. What's going on there? What is going on there with Sesko? But anyways, Isak is coming on fire when it comes down to those two stats, the goals and the expected goals per game. Isak is just over Isak is 0.7, while Sesko is 0.5. When you take a look at shots on target, Isak is 1.4 on average every match, and while Sesko is 0.8. So once again, Isak is winning on most things. Almost 90% of the stats so far, Isak is winning. Big chances missed, Isak has 21, while Sesko has 8. Now, imagine missing 21 big chances and scoring 21 goals. He's missed half his chances, Isak. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'll let you decide, but it doesn't sound like a good stat to be missing half your chances. You've missed half the amount of goal you scored. You've missed the same amount. What am I talking about? You've missed the same amount of goal you scored. That's a bit worrying. But this is Isak. We see sometimes it's a off the ball clearance. It's different things. It's different things that happens in the match. But I'm not gonna hold him. I'm not gonna hold him too much accountable for those missed chances, because the amount of goal he scores. I believe that if he comes to a bigger team with better players, he will score even more goals. Especially when you see a look at Odegaard's passing success rate compared to the conversion rate of his passes. You realize that with a player like Isak, even Odegaard's stats will be going up. So on the right, we have to have the star boy. So far, this is the team that I'm running with so far. Then there's one player that I'm gonna sign. I'm not gonna start Martinelli. I'm not gonna start Trossard. I'm gonna sign a player, and that's going to be a player that can play on both sides, that can cover for Saka, and that can cover on the left. That can play on the left or cover for Saka when Saka is injured or not playing well. And that player is. You guessed it right. Nico Williams is my bowler on the left, because he can play just as good on the right. And he got an eye for goal. He's a speedster. He's a trickster. He's got every single thing in his locker. He's got brilliant shots. He's got brilliant text. So I will put Nico Williams there. As I said before, I can swap him over for Saka and bring Martinelli in sometimes. Isak I can swap for Havertz and bring him in sometimes. Fofana is not set in stone. As I said, it would be Fofana or Onana. And when it comes down to this is defensive side, when we're looking to defend, go a bit more defensive. But then when you take a look at attacking side, it's going to be Zubimendi, and I'm going to be getting both. I'm going to be getting greedy. I want two midfielders. I want an attacking mid, and I want a centre mid, and I want a defensive mid. And then when you look at that formation right there, Fofana covering the two of Gabriel and Saliba, or Onana covering the two, immaculate. This is the type of team that wins Champions League. These are the type of teams that win the Premier League. Everywhere, star players in all position. I don't see what position on this team that hasn't got a potential world-class player. Where? Show me. Show me. Everywhere on this pitch is a potential world class. And when you take and talk about adding Zubimendi, adding Neves, adding Onana. So my final thoughts are, I will get 2 defenders, possibly a right centre back, but especially a left back. If I could get Atto, I'll get Atto. But if not, I'll get a left back. So that's 2 players in defence. I don't need a right centre back. But just in case, as Arteta said, we need 2 players in each position. So just in case, I will get a cover for Saliba. In midfield, I will, as I said before, there's 4 options, and I will choose 2 out that 4. Whether it's 50-50 between Zubimendi and Neves for me, 50-50. It's 50-50 once again with Fofana and Yusuf Fofana and Onana, 50-50 again. So those 4, I can't make my mind up. So you leave it in the comment box below. Out of Onana or Fofana, who would you bring on as a defensive-minded midfielder? Out of Neves and Zubimendi, who would you bring as a more centre mid that can do attacking and defensive play side of the game? Who would you bring in, whether it's Zubimendi or Neves? Yes, I was thinking about Rafael Leao. I was contemplating him, but then I thought, nah, Leao is a top quality player. I would love him, but he can play on the right, but he's not as good as he is on the left. He's a left, and that's why I wanted him to play. But then I always say that we need cover, just like we have Timber that can cover everyone in the defensive line. Everyone in our defense can cover everyone in the defensive line. Declan Rice in the midfield can cover any position in midfield. And these are the type of players Arteta is signing and grooming. Same thing with Saka, can play across the front line. Jesus across. Martinelli is the only player that can only play on the left wing. And we see Arteta's been experimenting trying to play him on the right. So that's another thing. Nico can come in and play on the left while Saka can get a rest and Martinelli strive on the right. So I love the way we've been, Arteta is developing the team. And these are potential signings could bring us over the finishing line to some major trophies next season. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the players that I mentioned. Give me your thoughts and then let's just have a discussion in the comment box. Catch you next video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe and share. Help me on my journey to 10,000 subs. Goodbye.